Well, good evening, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend and you're all doing okay. Uh, right, let me get to the formalities out of the way and bring my two assistants in for the night, uh,
Yes,
which
the
which are
Hinderlands.
Wayne and Brian.
Good evening, everybody.
As
Even all,
our poor dog is to work again,
I know.
Working
you
again.
know,
Oh, my life.
working
Hey,
again. He sent
just
me a
two.
message yesterday saying, "Sorry, Paul, have to work." Oh dear.
Yeah, suddenly this 2 day a week job has turned into a 4 day a week job.
Yeah, well,
No,
hope that I think he is free for tomorrow night, though. For his
yeah.
live tomorrow night.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, I'll put these guys back in the background,
Oh,
and
Good
definitely.
idea.
I'll show everyone
Be-
what I'm going to do
Before I
tonight.
before I break the screen.
I got this piece of wood given to me from my friend Ricky from the club. It's a piece of horse chestnut. I'll just show you, and it's a whopper. This is wet, so it's down about. I think it's 3 or 4 weeks. It's not long down, and a guy arrived at his door and says, "Ricky, there's some wood for you," and he just threw it out. And anyway, he brought me this last Tuesday night, and he says, "You want some of this?" And I says, "Oh yes, please." Nah, like you
No,
do.
why would I
Oh,
want a piece of wood? Don't be silly.
Yeah, you don't say no when you're offered wood. Now, there's a couple of
Absolutely.
problems with this piece. There's a big occlusion here, and there's a big crack running right the whole way around here. But not to worry, maybe turn away. Also, I have a bit of an occlusion here, and then with a big crack, it runs around the bottom. So this is going to be the bottom anyway. So we're going to sweep that round, and hopefully we'll get rid of that crack.
Hmm.
There's a nice figure on the end grain here. You can just see it, and also just there again. So
There it is.
it looks a nice piece of timber. So we'll just, as I say, I'm just going to rough this down to about an inch thick. We'll form the outside shape of it, and then we'll concentrate on taking the middle out and see what we've got left with. I think this will dictate where we stop with it, and let it dry a bit more before we do a second turning on it, which will help with the drying and we'll take some of this away. So I'm going to start rounding this off at the bottom here and sort of shape and flatten this. This is all it will show. I did have this on the lathe this afternoon because it was a massive big piece, and the chainsaw was playing up, and I was at it with a handsaw, and I had to put it on the lathe and just let it go round and round and round, and bits flying off it everywhere.
Clunk.
Clink, clink, clink. It wasn't nice, so I'll have to get my chainsaw fixed. So I'm just going to put this mouse out of the way because I keep knocking it and then turning myself off. So while I'm doing this, one of the two will tell me who's in the night.
Can.
So I'm
I
using a
can.
half inch half
I
inch
can
full
indeed.
gouge here. Nice big heavy gouge. Okay. And I've turned the motor down to the lowest setting. So that's good. It's 500 revs. So we'll just go easy with it and see what happens.
Good job. Well, I'll do, Wayne. Seeing you're in
okay,
the
no
last one.
probs, Ryan. No probs.
We've got obviously myself and Wayne are in. Roger Kent's in with us. Abrasive Rob's here. Have you any 24 grip? We could we could take a lump off the side of that wall. Roger Kent. Who else have we got? Rob from Copper Wood Turning. Copper. I can nearly talk this evening. Rob from Copper Oil Wood Turning is in.
He's got his new teeth in.
Yeah. Mike Evans has also joined us. Paul the Norfolk Hunter. Who else? Malcolm Douglas. Good evening, Malcolm. Vinnie Charlton's also here. We just says hello to each other. It's lovely. Jennifer's Craft and Creations. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome along
Good
here.
evening, Jenny.
Andrew from Wavy Woodshed's in. Dale Oldman Rivers in. He says hi, y'all. And that's me down at the bottom list. That was quick.
Oh God, I've got a lot more than that. Did you get
What-
Todd?
That's. Oh, Todd at Glen Cove. So well, I didn't see Todd. Missed him.
Matt Ibbotson?
I didn't see Matt either. Where's
Paul-
Matt?
Al Dawson?
Oh, there we go. Missed a whole lot of people in the middle somewhere. Hey, that
Gav's in as well. Gav Seddy.
evening, Gav.
Andy Wivy Woodshed.
Okay, just read it. Gav's comment, and he's got Andrew, Todd, Jen, Paul, Copper. He's got
Um,
all the names in there.
Robert Klingsport, he said he's got some 16 grit now.
Oh no, he has not. I was using a 24 grit to reduce a bit of steel down to size yesterday. Okay, Brian needs to get his eyes
Yeah.
checked. You're right, Todd, I do. We've got 30 people watching, and we haven't read it 30 names, but no matter. There'll be
Well,
somebody.
welcome
along.
along, everyone. Thank you for coming in. And in case I didn't say at the start, this is 300 mil wide, and it's just over 7.5 inches deep. So it'll not end up that size, but it's still a good big bowl.
It will be. 7 inches, nearly too deep for a bowl.
Nearly.
You can need a. You can need
Yeah,
a
but
cut
dare
that in
say
half.
there'll be a lot coming off it on this.
Oh, there
front
will.
bit.
This is a day for making shavings.
Yep.
Yeah, especially with wetwood.
It's been a while for my turned wet wood.
Well, it's not only a joy once you get it round, it's usually pretty just a fun kind of thing to do.
Yeah, piles of shavings like that, big ribbons.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We'll see if I can get a flat end off in this.
Did we mention Vinny as well? Because Vinny's in as well.
Nope, I didn't see Vinny. Where is Vinny? Hold on a minute. Let me look back in this chat here.
See, what I tend to do, I've got the video on StreamYard and I've popped out the chat from YouTube because it's always faster.
I pop out chat, eh? Let me just
Look and see
let
what.
me just make it a bit bigger on my screen. That might be a better idea.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
No,
We'll keep
that
that.
doesn't make the right any bigger. That's not much good.
That is soaking on the end grain, so it is.
It will be.
Actually saturated.
That's the water trying to
Good.
escape through the little straws.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what's happened. Top chat. Get live chat on. There we go.
That's it, Brian.
That'll be better. That'll be better now.
You see what Rob said there, Brian?
I see it. He's cheeky, Brad.
That'll not be Braille chat. That'll be the 16 grit.
Yeah. 16 grit must be like the edge of an old concrete block.
And Mike's in from Dancers.
Evening, Mike. It's the same old crew and love it. All these guys with nothing better to do on a Monday evening. Getting old, you know.
Oh, God, I know. Tell me about it.
Okay, so.
Size of 10 you put on that.
Service. As big as I can get it.
Yeah. What's my biggest jaws, he says.
Yeah. Well, it's on a faceplate ring on the other side. I was going to put it on the worm screw and I changed my mind.
Yeah, no, that's. Yeah.
Right.
Todd says
Go
actually
back
it's
to
about nap
head.
time across the pond here.
Yeah,
I just about fell asleep after my dinner this evening, I have to say.
I had my usual nap this afternoon.
You did? Ah, good man. I think I might have fallen asleep for about 10 minutes earlier this afternoon. Right enough.
I had quite a busy day the day. Did the weekly shop, did 2 lots of washing and got it all dried, and did some baking as well.
Oh, good man. I didn't do much. Michelle went away to the dentist this morning. So she'd go for a 6 monthly checkup today. No work to be done, thankfully.
Yeah, my next one's in July the 9th, I think it is my next one.
Yeah, I did mine about a week ago. Next one's on the 16th of December, I think.
So I'm getting a whole lot of knocking here because of this big knot here, this big
Aye.
inclusion here. But it's so far it looks quite nice.
But it's kind of okay, isn't it?
So if it doesn't open any more, that one that dries up, I'll fill that with milliput or something like that, black, just to keep it there.
Make a feature of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do get some lovely grain out of chestnut.
Do.
Whether it's horse chestnut or sweet chestnut, both of them you get lovely grain out of. Todd's asking me and you, Brian, if we are doing a live this week.
Yes. I'll be on Thursday.
Yes, and I will be on Wednesday.
There we go. It's a full week this week, then.
Yeah, Doug will be on tomorrow. He's not working tomorrow, so he will be doing his live tomorrow evening. I will be doing my live on Wednesday, and Brian has just said he's doing his on Thursday.
Yeah.
So there you go, Todd. Something to fall asleep to.
Thursday night lullabies with Brian.
We're just hitting this big inclusion here. Yeah. It's giving me a lot of bumping and jumping.
And young Mr. Stroughton's just come in as well.
Hi,
Evening, Mark.
That is indeed trying to beat you up a bit.
I know what Colin was saying about the oil on Saturday. I'm getting water up the face.
Aye. You will.
Yeah,
Definitely a
we're coming
face
into
shield
it.
job, this.
Yeah, if it gets any worse, I'll get it on.
Some really nice shavings coming off that cut.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was just about to say that's a nice cut coming there until we get to this inclusion. It should get a bit more speed up, maybe. I don't know.
I make
And
it a bit more
Lucy's
speed.
just come in. Good evening,
Aye.
Lucy.
Oh, this.
How's the boy's elbow?
Right, what's that one? Have an inspection of the piece. Well, like that. That's lovely there.
That is nice, yeah.
It actually soaking, so it is. You wouldn't believe.
But the size of this would make look quite nice as a sort of calabash style bowl.
Yeah, I was just to tell you the truth. I was just thinking that, Brian. That way, you might, if you're doing a calabash style bowl, you might take out a lot of that inclusion at the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this one's going to hold a whole lot of sweeties.
move that again.
That's better. I was just about to say that your nameplate's in the covering the tool.
Yeah,
That's
Gav's just said it's a bunny piece of timber. It is, Gav. Yeah.
It's not often you see a bit of horse chestnut as big as that.
Oh, I don't know. They're quite big trees.
Oh, they are big trees, like, but I haven't seen big bits like that for a while.
Well, it really all depends on who's cutting it down and how they
Yeah,
cut
exactly.
Let's see if I can get about
Indeed.
an hour 100 revs out of this before it starts jumping.
Before it starts walking across the workshop.
Yeah, well, there's 695.
Right, you've just answered my question. What was the question? Oh God,
Oh, it must have
what
been
have I
about
done
the timber.
All right, horse chestnut. Yeah. Well, she's always late, you see, so she always comes in. That's
Yeah, I
what
know, I know. And Micah said he was fighting a cable monster after adding a USB hub to my computer.
Oh, right.
Okay, I think we've all been there.
How come the back of every computer is like spaghetti junction? I wonder they haven't made that some sort of tidy yet.
Well, they have. They made a few. It's just that they're that bloody awkward to use.
Yep.
Nobody tends to use them.
Means a mess back of my computer. Cables.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the cables in my what I need is somebody like Scott, the blue light tumbler, because he's a nightmare with cables. Everything's got to be hidden.
Yeah.
I need him in my workshop to get the cabling sorted out.
Yeah, I don't much like cabling about myself either. Paul says buy a Mac.
Buy a Mac.
Yeah.
No, I think I'll give that a miss.
Can you get 18 USB ports on the back of a Mac? That's the problem with the back of mine.
No, but in the workshop at the moment, I'm still using my small computer, the Nuke. That's NUC. I'm still using that because I don't have that many cameras. But I've seen some adverts for Geek, which is another small, very small computer, and that's got quite a lot of USB ports on it. And not expensive either. Well, comparatively.
Yeah, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 USB-Cs. No, 10 USB-A and 2 USB-Cs on mine.
Yeah, I think the computer I got at Terry has got something similar, I think.
Pete built me for me.
So I'm just going to start on my way in here and take a nice big coal.
Oh no. Well, that's the end of the calabash idea.
Yep. Well, no, it's looking up that's a sort of calabash shape, isn't it? Or is it no?
No, calabash is usually just kind of rounded up.
I thought it had a lip at the top, a calabash.
No, not really. No.
Okay.
It's just turned over, sort of as if it's closing over on itself.
Right. Okay.
I think. This is turning into a classic forum, right?
So,
yeah, not.
I'm into this inclusion here and some of this.
Is any of that loose, Paul? No.
No, it's not loose. I like to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
So wait. Right. A bit more shape here, and I'll just clean that up, and we'll get it turned around. I think we'll stop at that for the outside.
Aye, because you can always refine the shape later, of course.
Yep.
The whole
Yeah,
plan
on the
this evening
second
is
turning.
just, yeah. Plan is just to get it down thin enough that it'll dry a bit quicker.
Mhm.
It's good when you're just taking a big piece like that and not having to worry about taking a God, I've forgotten the word. What was the word I was
Final
going to
cut?
use there? No, not the final. No,
No.
you're not going to do a final cut anyway. But core it is what I was trying to say. To have a big piece instead of coring it. Because
Oh, right.
bowl,
Yes.
bowl
Okay.
corers tend to leave you with a kind of shallow shape.
Yes.
You can't really
Right, I'm just gonna.
let your imagination run wild. when
Earlier
you core
tripped
it.
over that big pile of shavings
You did
under my
not.
feet. I'll have to kick it out. So I'm gonna measure the C jaws on the SK114. See if I can get it. How big I can get it before it's not doing its job properly. Let's see.
70 is 70 mil the widest.
I think
Can't
it is
remember now.
70. Well, 70 mil.
Just
Oh,
under
I can
3 inch.
See
Yeah.
the thing, Brian, with the core and things, a
Mhm.
lot of them you can basically just get a like a semicircle out of,
That's right. Yeah.
unless you're using the McNaughton system, in which case you've got more scope for
You
getting
have.
different shapes. But it's a hell of a lot steeper learning curve.
It is. Malcolm says that's the shape of the bowl my grandma had under her bed.
Now, to tell you the truth, now I've got a big piece of laburnum bowl that I did about 30 odd years ago, which I showed off at horse driving trials at Drumlanrig Castle, which is fairly local to me.
Hmm.
And Phil the Greek, that's Prince Philip, by the way,
Yeah, I
Duke
know.
of Edinburgh. He used to do all the horse driving trials and
Carriage
everything.
driving, yeah.
Yeah, carriage driving, and he came past the stand. I was demonstrating, and I was had stuff on show and everything, and I had this big piece of laburnum there, and he said that looks exactly like my grandmother's gazunder.
There you go.
And what a gazunder is, it's
Yeah.
it's a peapot that goes under the bed.
It goes on. That's right.
Very good.
Paul in Norfolk Turner says he would buy a Mac even if it didn't work, just to look at it. Says style over substance every time. Oh, what
And
a
William's just come in. Good evening, William.
I will. Right, just says I'm going to have a word with my mum because that reminds me of my childhood haircut. God, a bowl cut. Wow.
Yeah, Lucy said her dad used to call it a gazunder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that
Healy's
should do.
in.
Evening, Haley.
Right.
She's been waiting for it to cool down to walk the dogs. Why is the footpath too hot for them?
Right. That shape
Yeah.
might change when it dries out.
Yeah.
So I want to stop there. We'll get some of this inside out. What's the deer's happy?
It's going to get, just for Haley, it's going to get hotter during the week, Haley.
It is. For the rest of this week, heat's just going to build up.
Oh, MG Woodworks has just come in. I've forgotten his name again.
It's Leo, I think, is it not? Leo at MG?
Leo. Thank you.
I think so. Good evening.
Right, for anybody just in, this is a big piece.
Todd is saying, question, what do you call hot, Wayne? Um, a lot less than what you do, Todd.
Yeah. Anything above 20 degrees is hot
Yeah.
in this country.
That's 20. That's 20 degrees C, by the way.
Yeah, Celsius, yeah.
Yeah, which is what? Oh God, I forget now to bloody convert now.
70 something.
70. Yeah, 70 something. I know where
Yeah.
Todd is. It's probably in the hundreds.
Hmm.
Oh dear, 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 dear.
So as you know, I used to work in a school, and the legal requirement for the school is 18 degrees in the classroom. That's a minimum, 18 degrees.
Okay. Todd
So
said
that's
20,
nice.
20 centigrade. Centigrade is
60.
68 Fahrenheit.
Just loosen that off again. And
Yeah,
Lucy
rough guide.
said,
that up.
yeah, Lucy said that she loves heat, but not humid heat.
No,
If that makes sense, that makes a lot of sense.
don't go to the Far East End. Don't go to Hong Kong or anywhere, or Malaysia or anywhere like that. You'll be melted. It's horrendously humid.
Right. Because this is wet wood, you'll have to keep checking your chuck. It's
You
nice
will.
and tight because it'll bite into the timber, no problem.
And squish the fibres.
Right.
So a standard rule of thumb for converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit is double it and add 30. It kind of gives you a
Not
rough.
30. I was thinking nines and fives for some reason.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's lots of them, but if you double it and add 30, you get pretty close.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Close enough is making no difference.
I'll just check this and see.
Yeah,
Camera
Lucy
not
saying,
be
Brian,
sharpened.
I'll go to the desert. Yeah, I was in Oman in '77 with the heat in sort of high 30s, 40s, and that was very dry a lot of the time.
Yeah, I had to experience both ends of the spectrum in Australia. You go to northern Queensland, there's primary jungle. So we did jungle warfare training in northern Queensland, and then we had to way south, and it's like desert.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
Bone dry.
when
that's
I
a
was
clean edge on that. So we'll
good.
just
Good.
give-
When I was in Oman, I spent a lot of the time in Salalah, which was the sort of second city, which was very dry heat. But then went down country to where we were building tracks and bases for buildings and things like this, around about 5 mile away from Yemen, and that was the wettest heat I have ever been in.
Right.
We lived in a cloud for so many weeks.
The wettest place I've ever been was Singapore. It rained at 3 o'clock. At the time I was there, it rained at 3 o'clock, between 3 and 4 o'clock every day. Crazy. And it was damp all the time.
Nightmare. And Bailey's Woodworks has just come in. Hi, Chris.
All right, Chris.
I just happen to have a look to see what we're getting on the inside.
Rob says the wettest place he's ever been is the shower.
We'll lose most of that here, this stuff here. I'll try and keep the edge as far as up as possible. Maybe it's around to there. I would like to keep that nice gnarly bit
Yeah,
looking.
keep a bit in it, yeah.
In that lighter with I can't really see very well, Paul, but that lighter wood, the light you've got on it seems to be bleaching everything out. Can you go back to overhead and switch the light off?
Hang on. And any better?
That's can you go back to the overhead?
Just for a
overhead?
minute.
Yeah.
Overhead view, yeah.
Because as you turn that round, there's especially in that white part there.
White bit, yeah.
Yeah, there seems to be quite a bit of burry bit in there.
Up in
Is
the
there
top of
or
it.
not?
Just down where your hand is now. Just
there,
Yeah.
just there, just here.
No. Down to the
No.
down to the left, I think what he's talking about.
Oh,
Down to your left.
there.
Yep.
Yeah,
And in between
Yeah.
there
down
and
around about that area. Yeah.
There.
See,
it does.
this is another thing with horse chestnut that you find is that sometimes it doesn't actually show up when you're looking at the log, but there's quite a bit of burry stuff in there as well.
Kirsten's joined us. Evening, Kirsten.
Evening, Carsten.
Hi, Carson.
Certainly an interesting piece of wood for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Well, there's plenty of water coming out now.
Yeah, you're tapping
Oh.
into the reservoir now.
Yeah,
Bother, look.
so you can see there that bit'll there's not much of that. It doesn't go right down in, so I'm
Yep.
glad to see that. So that'll all turn away. Well, that'll probably work out better.
Leave him on the rim if you can. I like the piece of wood that have got a bit of character in them. And not just a plain flat round edge. Always want to try and decorate it if it's just got a plain edge. Certainly cutting well in, right?
It is, isn't it?
Let's see what we've got now. Let's see. Still hitting that inclusion there, so it'll come away. Maybe take a wee bit more off that here. Make it more solid.
Okay,
It's a wee bit-
Mike. So Mike has just said, horse Christmas has 3 parts. Part 1, if you snap the leaf off, it looks like a horse's horseshoe, hence the horse chestnut.
Right. He's doing this in 3 parts.
Yep.
Is this going to be a true or false type thing?
I don't know, but he said that part 2 is conkers were used to make horse medicine, hence horse chestnut.
Yeah, but the first one, he says, if you snap a leaf off, it looks like horseshoe, hence
Yeah.
horse chestnut. So I think this might be a true or false. Todd said, with your being so far north, what are your sunset times? I think sunrise at the moment is getting to just before 5 a.m.
Yep, 4:30 here.
4:30, and sunset, I think at the moment is around about 9:30, quarter
Yep,
to 10,
yep.
something like that.
9:30, quarter to 10's right. Yep. Does indeed.
And the third part of the quiz is, conkers were used to make a medicine for sore throats and were originally horse chestnuts.
There you go.
Well, as far as I'm aware, the nut from horse chestnuts is not edible. So I can't see that one being true.
Sweet chestnuts are edible.
Yeah, that's the Spanish chestnut. That's the sweet chestnut. That's where we get the roasted chestnuts from.
Mike says, true or bluff, he says.
True or bluff? I'm going with snap a
Tightening this
leaf
up
off.
again.
No, see the leaves have got sort of 5 fingers. It looks like a
Yeah.
hand.
No, well, when you pull the leaf off, if you pull the leaf off the tree completely, where it joins the tree, it looks like a horseshoe.
All right, okay. So first one then.
Just
And,
you will get that
oh.
up to 800 revs.
Oh, it's flying now. Conkers
So will
used
the
to make
water.
horse medicine. I'm not so sure if horse chestnuts are poisonous to horses.
Well, I don't know. No, sorry, Brian. I probably explained that wrong. They are not edible for humans.
I know that, yeah. I think they're poisonous to horses, too. I'm just about to check. Something tells me they're poisonous to horses. If my memory serves me right.
I'm getting stuck by the tailstock now. Take this lump out and then we'll remove it.
Oh, thanks, Mike. So after that quiz, Mike has turned around and said, I think the answer is 1, but he can't really remember. Right. The next time anybody is having a pub quiz or any sort of quiz, don't invite Mike as the quiz master.
Say that, take that wee bit off. Reduce that down size. Yeah, that'll be all right.
There's also a
Yeah.
thing on there's also a thing on horses that on the front leg of a horse, just above the knee, you will find there's a bit of a growth comes out the side of his leg, and that's called a chestnut.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
I know.
and
Learn
it's just
something
like
new every day.
layers of hard skin. You can pull it off, and some
All
farriers will
right.
clip it off for you if it gets too big. They'll clip it off. But I just pulled it. If you twist it, it can come off. It just fall off. It
Oh,
was
here we go.
originally. It may have originally been like a pinky.
Right.
Because
Okay.
the horse's front feet is actually a finger.
Right. So Robert said, I bought my wife an abacus. It's the small things that count.
I'm just going to check the tightness of this again because it's getting a wee bit of vibration there. It will sink in quite a bit, and those side jaws with the wee lip on it on the inside, so it'll grab into it. Right. So
Now, Todd said that his sunrise and sunset is around about 6:20 in the morning for sunrise and around about 20 to 9 in the evening for sunset.
just removing the elbow stopper out of the way. Let's
Yeah.
see if we can get round to
Right,
this.
horse chestnuts are toxic to horses.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yep, yeah, indeed. Yep.
Mhm. Just moving you around a wee bit because I need to swing over here to get into this end. Right. Oh, see what this is like. There's a wee bit of vibration. I don't know if I can see that in the camera, but the up here is shaking. So I'll just take it easy, like cut.
Mm-hmm.
Todd asked Rob, do you make sandpaper flowers for your wife? And Rob has replied, of all the women I know, she has the best collection of sandpaper. And you know what they say, you can't have enough of a good thing. My wife.
Ever the salesman, eh? Ever the salesman.
I just see where that is. What that's like. Yeah, that's all right there.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I mentioned this the other week. You know Ed Oliver, Oliver's Wood Turning.
Yeah,
And now his original business is cable ties.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a bit like Rob with abrasives. I mean, Ed went on holiday last month, I think it was, and every photograph he put up was photographs of cable ties in Europe.
Sad individual.
No. Right, Todd said Dallas latitude is 32.7767 north, and Dumfries is 55.0709 north. Yes, we are. Ryan is on around about the same as
Same
I am.
about the same
We-
latitude as yourself, yeah.
Around about the same latitude,
Mhm.
and we are way north of the likes of even New York.
If it wasn't for the Gulf Stream, we would be like Canada. We'd be frozen in the winter.
Yeah.
But the Gulf Stream that comes across the Atlantic keeps us warm.
Yeah, Rob said we have a competition each summer as to who can get the best picture with the Klingspor logo in it when you're on holiday. Oh my life!
Sad. Definitely
Sad.
sad end of it.
Now the other annoying thing about that, Brian, is he probably sends them to head office as well.
Sure, you know rightly he does. Daily, probably. Yeah, and wet, says Malcolm. Yeah, right, Malcolm. Yeah. Well, Ireland's wet anyway, because we're stuck on the edge of the Atlantic, and every weather system that comes across hits us first, dumps all its rain on us, and then doesn't get to you guys in England or Northern England and Scotland.
Well, it gets to me.
So, well, I have to say you get your fair share, Red. You do, and a bit more too. So them soft southerners that don't get very much rain, you know. People from down Lincoln and Norfolk and Suffolk.
Just to say that they're taking our wee bit off the top of that to close those gaps up a wee bit more, because I think when that dries out,
Could you zoom out a little bit, Paul? Because we can only see a little bit of that bowl. There we go. That's better.
better.
Yep.
So you can see most of that inclusion is closed down now. It's just that wee bit that's open
Good.
on it.
That might make a nice feature on the rim, though.
I think I want to leave it a nice inch thick all around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let it dry evenly.
Yep. 3/4 to an inch is what you want.
It's still quite
Yeah,
a wee
around
bit.
about what you want is around about 1/10 of the overall diameter, thickness. Carsten said he was working for a short time with railways. The only reason people there came back from holidays in New York with pictures of the Statue of Liberty was because they happened to be behind the locomotive. Oh, sorry, because the Statue of Liberty happened to be behind the locomotive.
All right.
Rob said, "You think sandpaper's bad? I once spent an evening in a bar with a bloke that sold toilet paper. That's 3 hours of my life I won't get back." Did he not go to the toilet, Rob, to get out of his way?
Oh, Scott Hampton's in. Good evening, Scott.
Evening, Scott.
Right. That's okay. That's nice there.
Every time Scott comes on, I look at Scott Hampton. Scott from the Hamptons. It's like it's where all the posh Americans go for their holidays, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's not from the Hamptons, though, is he? He's the other side of the country.
I know, but it just reminds me of that all the time.
Just rechecking. Chuck, it's nice and tight still.
Rob saying he was panicking he would offer a free demo. This is going back to the guy with the toilet paper.
You never know. You may have got a lifetime supply. Think of the money you would have saved.
Is the light okay in there for you?
Yep.
Can you see that okay?
It's fine. Yep.
What size of gouge is that you're using?
Half inch,
Half inch.
big beastie.
Mm-hmm. Nice big shavings come out of the camera. That Paul wants to know what grit the toilet paper was.
Yeah, Malcolm Douglas said that salesman had a bum job.
Oh God, that
Oh,
started.
dear me. Yeah, Todd said during COVID that salesman would have been bought out since toilet paper was in short supply.
That was I. They'd have been looking for him. It's like watching turning through a blizzard there. Take that.
Straight at the camera. Nice one.
Paul just cut the edge and took all the shavings that was piled up against the edge.
You clean your shavings because they can put it off balance too.
I knew somebody would mention Izal. You remember the Izal sheets used to come in the wee packet? The slippiest toilet paper I ever seen, Izal.
I remember going for my the interview for when I joined the army, and I actually took a couple of sheets. This was the wee square ones that you used to get out
Yep.
of the
Yep.
pack,
Mhm.
because written on the bottom of it was government property.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. I hear Wayne's dog.
I'm trying to cover the mic as well.
I hear
That's because Jin started moving about.
Oh. Must think he's getting out.
Well, the annoying thing is, Brian, the bloody door's open here.
He won't go out on his own.
Okay, so we're near down to where I want to be on the bottom. So what's that?
Oh, Mike.
Mike.
Really?
Yeah, that leaves me
If
about
you used it for school as
an
tracing
inch and
paper.
a quarter in the bottom from there. So I need to take that across and just flatten that, and then I think it's more or less left to drying in this piece. I will change the shape of this. I'm not keeping that shape. I don't like it.
Oh,
You maybe see it better from the. Oh, am I all steamed up, or is the
yeah,
camera
yeah,
steamed
Oh,
up?
yeah.
your camera's wet.
I thought I had
No.
my glasses were all steamed up.
No, yeah.
Oh, you want to
ca-
see the water in it? Oh dear,
Your camera's had a bit of a bath there. So,
that's better.
yeah, more
Oh,
like
that's
greaseproof paper.
Oh, definitely.
What did Gav call it? Isel, Mike Tyson paper. Rough, tough, and takes no crap. True.
Oh dear. Right. Well, take this week bit across the bottom.
That was Lucy that started that.
Uh,
She mentioned Isel. So it's Lucy's fault.
Change the camera, Paul. Please. That's better.
Don't just Lucy's a bad influence on this group. I'm just saying, like,
Lucy is just a bad influence in general.
overall, yeah. I'm not sure what that comment's supposed to be. We had Italian at school in the 80s.
I think that might be a spelling error.
That's an autocorrect thing, I think.
Yeah, an autocorrect. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Lucy, I wouldn't want you any other way.
Not at all, Lucy.
See, everybody's talking about toilet paper here, and
I know.
Carson's just mentioned, oh, he's retracted that one, but he just mentioned kitchen roll. I mean, we used to have bits of torn up newspaper when I was a kid.
Me too. Cut up into squares and a bit of string through them.
Yeah. And I've got to say, in
And
an
the outside
outside
loo. Yep.
outside loo as well, Brian. Yeah.
Indeed, man. Indeed. No indoor plumbing when I grew up.
No, nor me.
Todd's hit was that papyrus paper with.
The virus, yeah. Chance or Todd. Helps. The papyrus was the posh toilet paper. What grind have you got in that, Paul?
45.
45 degree.
Swept back.
See,
Yeah,
that's
well,
it's not that swept back. That's
No.
basically the grind I have on my gouges.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Haley is saying, question, Wayne. I may have missed this, but will we be having the pleasure of your company and expertise? Well, I'm not too sure about the expertise, Haley, but yeah, I will be doing a live on Wednesday.
You may well have a live every night this week. Yeah.
Is Steve going to be doing a live on Friday?
No, I'm no. That's the one I'm not sure about.
Right, okay.
He hasn't said yet, so. But he may well be.
Okay. I think that's where I want to leave it, guys, for this visit. As you can see, it's nicely figured inside.
It does indeed.
And some
It
nice
really is.
rippling there. See here? It's nice figure
Oh,
there.
yes, see that now, yeah.
So when that
Lovely.
dries out, it'll show up more. So I'm not
And how-
doing any more to the outside because I might just go straight down with that and take that curve out a wee bit and bring this down a wee bit more. So that's going in the plastic bag for a wee while to dry, and we'll see how it goes in a couple of weeks. I'll take it out and measure it, see what weight's in it.
I wouldn't put it in a plastic bag.
Would
If you
you
got a
not?
shelf, you can not. Have you got a shelf? You can just put it on a shelf
If I
and
keep
cover
it
it
in my
and cover
if I
it with a
keep-
plastic bag.
yeah, if I keep it in my shed, it'll just the heat in here's
Oh yeah, well,
shocking.
but I
you
wouldn't
know,
put it in a plastic bag because it'll retain
just
too
over
much
it.
moisture.
Would you
Just-
put
just
any
lay it-
shavings in it?
You could, if you want, put it in if I was going to put it in anything, I'd put it in a cardboard box with some shavings,
Yes.
Oh,
so as it can
hard
still
work.
breathe. You know,
yeah.
if you put it in a plastic bag, I'll guarantee it'll mold in about a week.
All right. Right. Never thought of that.
So the other
Now,
way to do it is just put it on
do
a
you-
shelf and drape a plastic bag over the top of it, and just keep the air in it rather than.
Paul,
Yeah.
did you make that tenon oversize?
Yeah.
Right. Can I just suggest that you have you got a centre point on the bottom of the tenon?
Not now, no.
Oh, right.
But
Okay.
it's almost there. Yeah,
Right.
I can just see it.
Mark,
Can I suggest you put it back on the lathe, and on the inside, you do a centre point on the inside of the bowl.
Yep.
Good thinking, Wayne. Good thinking.
That way, now the reason I'm explaining this is because that way, when Paul comes back to return this, he could actually put it between centres and actually take that tenon down to a proper size, because he's already made the tenon oversized. And seeing as how it's wet, the bowl is going to warp, and the tenon is going to warp. So seeing as how he puts the center points in, he can turn it round and get the tenon sized off to the proper size before he returns it.
yeah, and back to round again. Yeah, because it will go oval. There's no doubt.
Oh, definitely, it
It'll
will.
elongate.
Yeah. Well, there's both centers marked
That's good.
clearly in that, and
Oh,
Ah,
I'm sorry, Scott. I hadn't heard this.
Not me neither.
I know he was in hospice, but Scott has just said that he's in a bit of a sad mood after learning that his friend David Ellsworth has passed away over the
That's sad.
weekend.
okay.
And now, David Ellsworth was the guy after the Irish grind came out way back when. David Ellsworth developed the Ellsworth grind, which is where the whole swept back grind seemed to
Thing
come
came
from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's about bad news.
Yeah.
It
Another
is.
good turner we've lost recently.
It definitely, Brian.
So we still have that big crack. It'll probably open up more than likely, but I think I'll fill that with something. We'll see what it way. It's quite wide, but there's no sign of it in there. So
Oh, Jamie's in. Evening, Jamie.
Hi,
we'll just
JP.
leave that for now, and the rest of
That's good.
that
Yeah.
inclusions just in that
Yeah.
side.
Just put it in a cardboard box with some shavings,
Yeah,
shavings on it,
I will put it in the cardboard box.
and leave it to
well.
one side, and check it about once a week for moisture content.
Where are we?
In fact, if you've got a set of scales, wait.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna wait. Gonna wait and see what it says, and I'll wait every week and see what's losing. I'll just bring these guys in. Yo, there we are.
And the easiest way to weigh it is put it in your box first, and then weigh it in the box,
Yeah,
so you don't have to unpack it to weigh it again.
yeah. Considering what size I started at, it's a good size bowl. I'm looking at that ore piece over there, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But we'll work with this one first and see what way it turns out.
Good.
But
Excellent.
what I see so far, I like.
Mhm.
Plenty of figure in that and color.
Certainly will make an interesting piece when it's finished and we get
Yeah,
some.
Oh
a
dear.
do a proper natural edge with the other one, Paul.
Yeah. I'll turn it about face. I don't know. I'll bring you. I'll show you.
Can you pop it on the
now,
left there
'cause-
and let's have a look?
Oh, let's get this out of the way. Oh dear.
Haley says, Wayne and Brian, I need you both to come and drive in my workshop. Ah. You'll be fine, Haley. You've turned out some nice work, I have to say.
Well, I've got to agree there, Brian. With the
Mhm.
stuff she's putting on Insta and Facebook, there's some very
Absolutely.
nice work.
There you are.
It is
That's a
indeed.
big beastie.
It
Good.
is.
She wants us to live in her workshop, I think.
I could
That's
do
what she
that.
meant to say. Yeah. It's a bit far for me to go, maybe.
What's that? That's 300 there.
Ah, get out
Oh,
of here,
Jamie.
JP.
Jamie, I saw
That's-
I saw Geordie Wood turning making a dog on a lathe the other day. I asked him what he was doing. He said, "Turn and pet." For those of you who don't understand the Geordie dialect, that was pretty good.
It was a
So there's the Orpig piece.
call
I have,
everybody pet.
you know, and yeah,
What size is that bit, Paul?
it seems a bit drier than that R piece.
It's because it's
Right.
cut in half.
It's 450 weight here,
Yep.
and it's 300, 400,
Same.
500 in length.
It's a beastie.
So once you cut it down, what
Stand
swing
on
have
its
you
end.
got on your lathe, Paul?
I
No, no.
have mm, 8 inches to the bottom of the chuck.
Right. So
Like 16 inches.
Yeah, you should be able to get a decent 15 3/4 inch bowl out of that.
Yeah. But if I wanted, I could turn the headstock.
You could.
If I wanted.
Oh,
Stand on its
definitely.
end. Oh, stand on its end there, man.
Oh, stand on the sand. Oh,
I just want to see the shape of it.
You're joking, like I'm carting this around.
I know, that's why I'm doing it. You need the exercise.
Yeah.
Now, Scott,
No, I
Scott
just
has
want to
said
see how
that,
deep it was.
yeah, Scott
Yeah.
said that David Ellsworth also created the modern holoform by creating the first tools that allowed hollow pieces through a very small opening.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
I
That's a
didn't-
beast of a piece of wood. How deep is it, Paul?
Yeah. Well, the
400.
deepest part is there,
Uh,
so it'll be 170. But we're going to lose, I think, bit of that because of that inclusion or the shape of
It'll,
that there. See it?
Probably end up
Oh.
about 6 inches. Probably end up about
Yeah.
150.
I'd better just cut that off straight off, and
oh, I don't know.
that's still, well, it's 300 to here. So
Yeah. Oh well, there you go. That'll be all right.
you know, it's still quite a big. You don't want me to turn it around the other side?
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'm fucking.
Oh, God.
I do
I was
my
actually
back
gonna-
end. I
I
freaking
was, I was
Tell you
actually going to
tomorrow
wait
night.
till you set it down and ask you to bring it back again.
no. Anyway, guys, that was a wee bit of
Excellent.
preparation for a bowl sometime in the future. We'll see that in due course.
In
But,
3 or 4 months' time, maybe.
Yeah, see what way it dries out. Let's see where we go. Keep me back
Sometimes
on.
big pieces like that, it shouldn't be a bowl. Sometimes they should be just made into good sized spindles.
Spindles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got lots of big pieces of wood in my shed that when I look at them, I think, do I really want to turn another bowl that I can't sell anyway?
Yeah.
Just make them into spindles and make something interesting.
Well, it's been ages from I turned something that big.
Aye.
I made a bowl that big, so I just wanted to keep that and
Well,
just
absolutely.
keep
If you want to make if you want to make a big bowl, you make a big bowl. But
to
just
see.
saying for everybody, it doesn't just for
Yeah,
everybody.
big
in the
bowls.
chat,
Big bowls don't sell.
they don't sell.
Well,
And
it all
when you look at the piece of wood,
it all depends on who you are. Glenn
Well, that's
Lucas
true.
seems to sell a few.
Yeah.
well, most of his are not all sort of 12 inches or less.
Yeah, well, okay,
Well,
still
yeah.
12
So-
inch to 12 inches to a
it's
lot of people, bull wise,
Aye,
is
big-
still
it's a
fairly
bowl,
big.
That's big. Yeah, it is big. Yeah. So
Now, who was it said? Rob said, would make a nice pen from that piece. I tell you what, if you go your ends, Rob, you can make a fairly good toothpick as well.
you make a nice spinner top out of it if you wanted to go that
You
way.
could.
Anyway,
going to
guys,
come off the side of it anyway.
yeah, there's going to be a good bit to come off it to bring it down a bit and to see what I'm left with. But
Indeed.
that's a good start on it and
Excellent
see
start.
what way it dries out, and hopefully it doesn't crack anymore. that one crack will need filling in just on it.
Hmm.
I'll just fill it with milliput or dare say I have a taste of epoxy there. I might resin.
A bit of nice coloured resin or something just to contrast it. would be
Yeah,
good.
because it'll sink in that crevice there. So anyway, guys, I will say good night for now, and
There you go.
hope you found that wee bit of interesting.
It was.
In that,
It was.
it's just something different.
And it was
It's-
good. It was good seeing the process, and at the end, seeing the decision that you didn't like the shape, so that'll change.
Yeah, that shape will definitely change. Because as long as you leave plenty of wood on it, then you have the room to change it as you go along, and you get a better idea for the shape as you go. So that's a good starting point for it. So, guys, thank you very much for coming in tonight, and
No
Wayne
probs,
and
Paul.
Brian,
Anytime.
thank you. I really appreciate filling in for Doug.
No
And
bother.
I think
Anytime.
he's kicking himself. He's apologising to me because he couldn't work it. Here's me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Doug. You're all right.
That's the sort of Doug, though, isn't it?
You know. But that's the way it goes. You take a part-time job and it runs into from 2 days to 4 days, and then you're in the full week. You know.
My YouTube is miles behind.
You
See, I
reckon?
don't. That's it. When I'm eWorming, Brian, I watch on StreamYard.
I so die. I.
Yeah, and I pull out the chat from YouTube.
Mm-hmm. I've just put the chat back in. That's why I can see YouTube now.
All right, guys. I'm going to say good night.
Good night. Oh,
We'll see you all. Are you coming up tomorrow night then?
yes, yes,
Grand.
yes.
All right. I'll see you there.
That'll do.
And it's
No
good
bother.
night from him, and it's good
And
night
good-
from us.
And a good night from me. Bye.
Good night, guys.